Loktargar friends. Hey everybody, it's Jason Blaha here, and it's time for another Orc Mode workout. And today was Max Effort Bench Press Day. This is my first time trying straight weight, just a raw bench press, since I've gone to this flat foot position with a slightly wider grip. I had no idea what to expect. I had hoped I would get a PR because I felt like this was a stronger position for me. I've been doing all this other work, and the reality is when I got to my old PR, it went up much faster, and it's a flat foot PR, but it's not a bench PR. This is basically what my max was earlier this year, but my weak points changed. In other words, it locked out really fast. So I was a little disappointed because when I got up to the 335, I did all these singles ramping up. They felt really good till the 335, and it didn't really feel that heavy. Like, it felt surprisingly good until I locked it and got up off the bench. And then I felt this enormous cramp through my entire left pec and my left delt, to the point where I had to go put a massager on them. So it's like when you get to a lift and it's a heavy lift and you feel a cramp like that, I realize I'm not going to be able to PR today. I don't have it in me. Now, is it still decent? Yeah, I mean, 335 is okay. It's meat legal in every federation on earth because it's flat foot, heels were down. I did a pause, nice, good, solid pause, fast lockout. Okay, so at least we've removed the lockout weakness, because last time I did it, that lockout was real slow, if you guys remember, and you'll see the difference. So am I super happy with it? No. Was I hoping I was going to get at least a 10-pound PR today? Yeah, I really thought I was going to. I really thought I was going to hit this 335 after the 325 felt really light. I thought it was going to be easy. I was going to throw another 10 pounds on and just nail it. That's what I legitimately, really and truly thought walking into it. But, you know, again, everything just cramped because it feels like I'm working my pecs so much more with this position. See, everything's good, nice clean lockout. It didn't slow the way it normally does. That means I've got that tricep and lockout speed better. But I felt like, let me just do some light pause bench after, and this is how fatigued I was in my chest from it. My chest and delt cramped even doing these. So just dropping down to 275, I did a 3x3 with just some real nice long pauses on the chest and tried to explode up. My chest was shot. So I've realized I've got to keep doing chest work. Now, could it be because I've been doing dips every day? Is that a factor? Yes, that's probably a factor. I probably got some fatigue in there. But because I felt my chest and my delts so fatigued, I've realized my triceps are not my weak link on my bench now. It's chest, front delts, all of that. So I'm going to have to hammer those more and more now, which means I don't quit doing tricep work. But what does it mean? We don't need small tricep exercises. I don't need to do band press downs and all that. I need to pick big tricep movements that make sure they work my pecs, make sure I work my delts, right? These areas are going to need a lot of work if I want to increase my bench. And I've got to just get my brute strength up. It's the issue of this new technique. I'll get better and better at it just as a result of doing my speed work with it. 10 triples every week with speed work will handle it. I'm going to mess around with a bunch of stuff with the football bar. I think I'm going to run a progression very similar to what I was doing on the box squat that got me that 62-pound PR. I'm going to mess with that with a little bit with the football bar because I feel like my shoulder is extremely fatigued after all this work too. And I need to take care of my shoulder health. I need to make sure that my shoulders are really healthy because of all the dips, all the pull-ups I'm doing. And that stuff I'll film for you guys later. Like, I think people are going to be surprised at all my GPP and metabolic conditioning work later. There's a reason I eat as much as I do right now, and I'm still not gaining weight. So, and that's also, like I said in the video I did earlier today, it's going to make it easier to trim down if I need to at any point coming up, because you get your energy turnover so high and then you just drop out the whole milk for some meat. Right? That 2,400 calories of whole milk could be replaced by, 1,200 calories of steak. Then your calories drop down, the protein stays up. So, I feel like doing the football bar work will be fine. It'll save my shoulders for all my maxes. I'm going to rotate through a bunch of chain and band stuff with the football bar maybe. I think that's what I'm going to do. Keep doing the speed work with the normal bar to get my tech work and just work on brute strength through the different strength curves. Work on just keep thickening up my upper body. I hadn't done the football bar overhead press for over a week, and I'm like, I need to do this because if my chest and front delts and everything are feeling like they're a weak link, this will get my upper chest involved a lot. It will get my front delts involved a lot. And it's just a real good overall hypertrophy exercise to make sure I'm building those areas up that maybe the dips aren't hitting quite as effectively in my kinetic chain. Because I'm doing so many dips and pull-ups, like my upper body's going to be handled. So people are going to be like, why do you need to do pull-ups today? Because I'm going to deadlift tomorrow. Like, I feel like I need to get a baseline. We need to see where my big lifts are, right? We need to test them out. So I'm going to try maybe a sumo tomorrow, see if we can hit a PR on sumo deadlift. It's a straight sumo deadlift. You know, we got a 15-pound PR on the 3-inch deficit conventional. And sumo is mainly what I pull these days. So, you know, with some luck, we'll get at least a 15 or 20-pound PR on the sumo. We'll see what happens. We'll find out when we get there. But I didn't want to do a bunch of weighted pull-ups today. I'm going to take the day off from pull-ups because I did a bunch of dips yesterday, and I felt like it might have negatively affected my bench. But I do have to get to the point to where I can't use that as an excuse, because if you're going to do metabolic conditioning and GPP work every single day, you're going to have to get to a point to where you have to learn to just hit a max while fatigued, right? You have to learn to hit the max while fatigued. You got to deal with it, right? You just have to deal with it. But these went good. These were PRs, by the way. I had done sets of 8 with this weight before. And in spite of my fatigue from the maxes and the pause work, I walked over with these and I got 10s. Now, I had to rest pause to get the last rep or two each time. We got 3 by 10. So that's a PR. We had to push through a little bit. Then I decided, look, I'm a little weaker. I feel like my weak point's at the bottom of my bench. I want to mess with just some straight weight today. So like, let me do a JM floor press. Instead of a normal JM press with the chains, like, let me do them from the floor, because this is a real hard version. But look how easily I'm just grabbing the 135 now. Right, these have come up, and I'm going to keep working my JM presses. We know these carry over to the bench. I'm going to start hammering JM presses, at least a couple variations with the floor stuff. Maybe add chains to the floor ones. Things like that. Keep getting stronger at this JM press, because that's going to improve my bench. That'll help my bench. It'll keep those triceps from returning as a weak link, and I still need more tricep. I still don't have 400-pound bench triceps. Even if I feel like my pecs and delts are turning into the weak link now, I still need more tricep. Everything's got to grow. The JM presses will work. It'll do it really good. It's a nice big compound. And on these, because some people might look at that and go, how's that really different? That's not it looks like a close grip floor press. They don't realize where the bar is actually coming down to. I did the last couple of sets from the side so that you guys can see the actual bar path and realize that bar is coming down to my face. But that's the upside of this too, because you're dropping it there over the neck, and I don't need safety because I've got the big plates on. If I have to set it down, it just drops above my neck safely. No chance of hurting me. Now, what's also interesting with these, I've never done these before, that little dead stop at the bottom, and then you kind of do a skull crusher out of the bottom and back into a press, is kind of interesting. It's a unique exercise. Does it really hit that tricep the same way some of these other things I've used to do? Does it give that deep burn? No. But is it just nice solid work? And is it a good dead stop? Yes. And I feel like the little dead stop nature of this with a tricep dominant compound will give me the other thing that I want, because I'm getting the stretch reflex from my dips, and I'm doing dips every day. I feel the dips more in my chest than in my triceps, mainly because of the way I do them, which is good. So I feel like all my Metcon work is going to do a lot for my overall hypertrophy, right? Particularly things like my upper body, my hamstrings. Because again, if you get to a point to where you're doing several hundred dips and pull-ups every single week and you weigh over 200 pounds, that's a lot of hypertrophy, right? That's going to bring up a lot of my weak points. It's just going to make my whole upper body thicker. So improve my bench. So then we need to hone in with the specialized work, the assistance movements. We need to hone in on the things that are really going to give me the best carryover, because I'm going to get all that general size from those. Right, I'm going to get the general size from those. So I'm going to mess with stuff like we're seeing here, and then work on maximum strength with the football bar, with the various bands of chains. Keep doing my speed work with the straight bar in the normal rotation. And, you know, we're going to get there. But for me, there's certain things that need to come up to get my bench up. It's just the nature of it. My chest needs to get a lot stronger. The triceps need to get stronger still, but not to the degree that the chest and the front delts do. They're now holding me back. I've got to learn to continue to use that stance to be able to control the bar well, but the speed work will give me the technique for that. So it's going to come together. But I am having to change my routine as far as some of the assistance work goes based upon what I'm doing every day, because I'm doing all this other work. Like you guys are going to notice, I'm only going to do a bunch of hamstring work one day. I'm going to do good mornings one day because the glute ham raises are a lot. And the same thing, we get over to the speed pulls on the speed day, and my hamstrings get a lot out of that. And then I'm doing a bunch of glute ham raises afterwards during my GPP, because I'm doing that on a lot of my training days now too. Now I might take off from it today because I'm going to deadlift heavy tomorrow. But all in all, pretty good. So I'm happy with the assistance work today. It all went well. Not super thrilled about the bench press, but I've got a game plan. I'm going to live with it. At least it's faster and cleaner. But my chest needs to get stronger. So I hope it has been informative, and I will talk to you guys next time.